Ever felt like becoming an anime waifu and shooting your way through Overwatch? Not quite your cup of tea? Don't worry, you can just pretend to be your favourite VTuber that's fallen on hard times and has decided to become a mercenary. I shit you not, this is anime waifus versus VTubers. Recently I came across Strinova, a third-person anime-inspired shooter that lets you switch your character between 3D and 2D. Is it a good idea? Maybe. In all honesty, the game may be worth checking out, but there are some buts. I'm basing this video on my first 3 hours of playtime. You may be thinking, Spuddles, that's not enough playtime to have an opinion on a game. And if you said or thought that, you'd be wrong. If a game doesn't entertain you within the first hour of playing it, why are you still playing it? Did Strinova entertain me within the first hour? Yes, that's why I played 3 hours of it. The game's concept is brilliant, I can't think of another game like it. I could be wrong, but you can keep your opinions to yourself. Jokes aside though, if there is another game like it out there that lets you switch between 3D and 2D, drop a comment, I'd like to check it out. How Strinova handles this is a little clunky. The switch from 3D to 2D feels pretty good and responsive when it comes to walking around and gliding, but switching to go up a wall feels like a last minute decision. The transition doesn't feel as smooth, so much so I try and avoid using that mechanic as much as possible. Another issue for me is hard to describe. I've always had trouble describing this in the past, but Strinova, like many other games I've played, just doesn't feel as responsive as it should. I don't know if it's some sort of input lag or something completely different. I was playing Overwatch just before I hopped onto Strinova, and even though Overwatch is far from perfect, it feels a hell of a lot more responsive. If I move my mouse or click, it does what it's meant to do. It feels right. But so many games like Strinova just don't. It's not enough to make me say it's a bad game. It feels 95% right. But 95 is 5% from 100%. You're so close, yet so far. It frustrates me how so many games are so close to feeling good or great, and they fall just a little bit short. The character I'm playing in the background is Anime Symmetra. She can place down these little laser turrets. That's the only similarity with Symmetra, but the turrets look exactly the same, and every game I hear someone saying, piece of cake, and I keep looking up to shoot the mercy, and there is no mercy. I think that just proves I currently have Overwatch PTSD. Annoying? Yes. End of the world? Probably. I'm going to stop comparing this game to Overwatch now before I start having some serious flashbacks. So I've mentioned Strinova doesn't feel 100%, and it's definitely copying other games slightly, but is it worth playing? Unfortunately, the answer is probably not. If you like the gimmick of being able to change between 3D and 2D, then give it a go. You've got nothing to lose, the game's completely free. If you're somewhat a shooter veteran, it's probably not currently worth downloading. By all means, give it a go, see if you feel the same way I do. Let me know how it feels in the comments. I genuinely don't know if I'm going mad or not. If I had to rate Strinova out of 10, I'd give it a 6. It's definitely not shit, but it's also not going to be the next big thing. I'm going to keep an eye on Strinova. I'll come back in a few months, I'll see if it's still active or if it's lost its buzz, and if it improves, I'll let you know. The player base at the moment is really strong. At the time of recording this video, it's just under 30,000 players in game. Maybe those people are seeing something that I'm just not. Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Either way, if you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. I do have more content on the way after my hiatus, so stay tuned for more videos just like this.